Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about my hair. I've had so many requests to do a video on this, so I thought I would go ahead and film it. I've also had quite a few requests to do a hair curling tutorial. I am planning on doing that, but I decided to keep that as a separate video, so you can expect that in the next month or so. If you can't wait that long, then I did recently film a get ready with me video where I showed the same process that I used today. I do use a different hair colour, but it's the exact same process, so if you're curious then I will link that down below. But today's video is going to be all about how I care for my hair, the products I use, and how I generally grow my hair long and try and keep it as healthy as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get stuck right in. I hope you enjoy. So my hair type is moderately fine. It's not super fine, but it's definitely not thick either. It's also very straight. So if I leave it dry naturally, it will dry poker straight. However, it also dries very flat because of that. So I really struggle with volume. My hair is also quite grease prone as well, so I do wash my hair every single day, otherwise I just hate how it looks. So occasionally I'll use dry shampoo, but most of the time I will wash my hair every day to go to work or to film as well. I know lots of people say it's not very good for you, you should try washing your hair 2 or 3 times a week. I have tried everything. I tried double shampoo, I've tried leaving it for ages to let the natural oils do its work, and it just doesn't seem to work for my hair, and it makes a big difference to my confidence and how presentable I feel that day, especially when I'm going into work and I'm having meetings and stuff. I don't want to be thinking about my hair, so I always make sure to wash my hair pretty much every day, and that just seems to work for me. In terms of how I grow my hair long, there are 2 parts to that, I think. So the first one is that I don't go to the hairdresser much, which seems like a really obvious one, but I just don't get my hair cut very often, and there are a few reasons behind that. The main one though is that I like to go to quite expensive hairdressers, but I don't actually like spending money on getting my hair done, so I'd rather just go fewer times, and when I do go, get my hair done in a really amazing place. I also don't really like going to the hairdresser that much. I find it quite boring and uncomfortable, and I just don't really like it. And it's also, whenever I go, I usually have to trek into Central, and it just takes half a day, and I don't always have that kind of time. So that all inevitably leads me to only get my hair done about once a year. That's never really intentional, I don't plan it that way, but whenever I'm thinking about it, it's usually 6 to 9 months in, and it usually takes me another 3 months to actually get to a hair salon. So I don't get my hair cut very often. I do know that lots of people recommend that you trim your hair a lot. I've never done that, and it's never really stopped me from growing my hair long, but I guess that depends on hair type. The second part of it is hair care and maintenance, I think. So obviously you can not cut your hair as much as you want, but if it's breaking away at the ends, you're never going to be able to grow it long. So I think hair care and maintenance is so super important, and the biggest factor for that is diet in my experience. And I am by no means the healthiest eater, but I always notice a difference when I am eating a bit healthier and how shiny and just how nice my hair looks in general. So I always try and make sure I eat my vegetables and drink water and all that kind of stuff. In terms of what I actually do to my hair though, I also make sure that I don't over colour it. So similarly to having my hair cut, I only colour my hair once a year, and it's fairly unintrusive as well. I don't dye it any crazy colours, so I think that does help a lot. And the second thing is that I don't overheat style my hair either. So I do blow dry my hair every single day, but I will only dry it halfway there. So I mainly dry it at the roots to get that volume up, because otherwise my hair does go really flat and it's just not a good look. But otherwise I will just dry it halfway, and then I'll leave it to air dry the rest of the way, and I get a very similar look. It's not quite as nice, but it really helps to protect my hair. Similarly, when I do end up curling it, which is only maybe twice a week, I do try and minimize the amount of time my hair is actually on the curling wand, just to try and protect it. I obviously use the Heat Protectant and all that kind of stuff, and I will be sharing what products I use later on in the video. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the products I use, and quite a few of these I've been repurchasing for many years, because when I find something that works for me, I just go back to it over and over again, and that's definitely true of my shampoo and conditioner. So I use the Green People Clarifying Vitamin Shampoo, and I use the matching conditioner as well, and I've been buying this for probably about 5 years now, and this is all I use. I don't stray at all really, and I absolutely love them. It also just leaves your hair super squeaky clean, it leaves it very shiny and manageable, and I just love it, and so I constantly go back to this. The conditioner isn't super conditioning, that's the only thing I'll say, and I guess that's because it's not supposed to be something that weighs your hair down, it's supposed to be a clarifying conditioner, but I like the two together. You could possibly swap this out if you wanted to, but for me this duo is amazing and something I go back to all the time. It's not the cheapest, so this retails I think for £9 each, but you can frequently find these on sale. You know, it's often 10% off or 20% off. At one point they actually did buy one get one free, and I'm not joking, I bought like 40 bottles. I bought like 2 years supply because I was like, that's such an amazing deal. But I love these, so if you haven't given it a go then I would highly recommend it. I will try and link everything that I'm talking about down below in the description bar as well. I always make sure to use a hair mask once a week. It's generally not speaking any more than that, and sometimes I'll go 1 week without, so it might be once every 2 weeks, but generally speaking I like to try and do it once a week. And this is the Macadamia Natural Oil Deep Repair Mask. I've spoken about this on my channel before, and again this is another product that I've been using for many years. It's the best hair mask I've tried. I love the smell, I just love everything about it, and it really is a miracle worker. It leaves your hair so soft, so shiny, and it's just a really nice product to use. I actively look forward to using this, which I can't really say about any other hair product, I don't think, because it's always a bit of a chore, but with this the result is so great that I look forward to using it. So I use this once a week, and I don't really leave it on for as long as I should. I think you're supposed to leave it on for about 5 to 7 minutes, and it's 7 minutes, so usually I'll leave it on for 3 to 5. It's better if you leave it on for longer, but it still does the job really well if you use it as a regular conditioner. But yeah, I love this hair mask. The other product I swear by is the Moroccan oil hair treatment, and I just have a baby bottle at the moment because I got this free with the hair colour I bought recently. But this is something I have been using on and off. I haven't been consistent with it, but when I do use it I notice such a big difference, and I just love it. This is obviously quite a famous product, and I'm sure most of you will have tried it, but I love this. And so how I use this is when I come home from work, I usually, if I'm not going out in the evening, will just tie my hair up in a bun, and so before that I will just coat it in this. I use, I guess, a 10p piece worth, so not a huge amount, but enough to really kind of soak in my hair, and then I'll just twist my hair up into a bun and I'll just secure it with elastic. I do that anyway, that's not specifically for this, I just prefer it for comfort. I don't really like having my hair in my way when I'm working on editing or whatever it is that I'm doing, but I like putting Moroccan oil in because I really feel like it soaks it in, especially when it's in the bun. It kind of keeps my hair together, and then I will keep that in right through the night until I shower in the morning. And so this I just really think helps to really moisturize my hair and just give it a bit of a break after a long day in the city. In terms of styling products, there are 3 that I use now, and funnily enough they're all red and black in colour. And the first one is the Tresemme Expert Selection Keratin Smooth Heat Protection Shine Spray. That's a lot of words, but it basically looks like this, and this is what I use as a heat protectant. I am pretty generous with it. I spray it all over my hair, generally focusing on the lower parts of my hair. I don't really spray this at the roots, but I love it. I've repurchased this many times, and not only does it give your hair a little bit of shine, but it also helps to protect it from your hair dry or hair colour or whatever you're using. So I love this. It's very affordable. I think it's maybe £3 or £4, and I just think it does the job very well. Now on to my last 2 styling products, and the ones I use are both from the same brand, and they're both Big Sexy Hair. I really like this brand. It's very effective, I think. And the first one is the latest addition to my hair routine, so I never used to use this product, but it's the Root Plump Plus Humidity Resistant Volumizing Spray Mousse, and I don't use this all the time. I use it really only when I wave or curl my hair, and I just use this on the roots just to give it a bit more volume, and I really like it because it doesn't weigh my hair down like a lot of products do, so I really enjoy this. And then the second is the Big Sexy Hair Spray and Play Harder Firm Volumizing Hairspray. This is the best hairspray I've ever used. For years I used to use Elnet because I was swayed by the advertising and I thought there was no better hairspray, until I tried this, and the hold that this gives is unlike any other. It's really amazing, and I've repurchased this several times now because I like it so much. So I'm a big fan of this brand. I find their products to be very effective, and they actually do what they say they're going to do, which is pretty rare, I think. So I love this brand. I do also want to mention the brushes I use as well. So I use the Tangle Teaser, and I am a die-hard fan of these. I have 2 of them. So I have a travel one which comes with a little case, and then I also have this one which just sits on my desk, and I love these. It just makes brushing my hair a lot easier, especially as my hair can get quite tangled. This just solves the problem super easily, and I'm convinced this is better for your hair as well, just because there's less breakage, there's less tugging, and it's just a funner experience when using these. They fit really nicely into the palm of your hand, and they come in lots of cute colours and patterns and all that kind of stuff, so absolutely love the Tangle Teaser. And finally, I wanted to mention my hair curler. I have mentioned this pretty recently, but I thought I would throw it in here anyway, and I currently use the T3 Trio. This does come with 2 other barrels. I don't like the other 2 barrels, so really I just use the 1-inch, which does give a slightly tighter curl than I would like, but I do just shake the waves or the curls out and it seems to work fine. What I love about this curler is that the curls really last all day long. They're really quite impressive. I don't even need to use hairspray. However, it is quite expensive, so this does retail for £200 I believe, and for the money I would expect to have loved all 3 barrels. Not the case, but I do still really like it because I think it is a really good curler for the 1-inch barrel. So that's it for this hair care video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next one. Bye, guys.